Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. I say that sarcastically, of course, because it's just a terrible day for Solana. Pretty much every altcoin in the market right now. We can see Bitcoin dominance is just raking higher and higher, and unfortunately, there's not a darn thing you can do about it. This is very, very unfortunate in a lot of ways, but what we're going to look at here today isn't just the unfortunate situation that Solana is in, more so just kind of look at some dollar cost average targets, macro perspective of support levels and resistances, just to ensure we're all on the same page here in case the price continues to go lower, which I personally kind of feel like it will. At least yesterday I was on the, I had the same bias that we're going to see 160. We're almost there already. Below that, we're going to find out a little bit more here. So we'll take a look at that and much more. Back-end data first, kind of get some baseline where we're at there. Before we get started though, folks, please hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. I have less than 5% like to view ratio right now, and I think I'd like to change that. What do you know? I would like to change that. You see what I did there? Anyways, thank you so much for liking the videos. Appreciate that. Hopefully you can continue to do that every single time you watch. And what we want to do here is look at liquidation, which doesn't tell us too much. It just tells us we keep seeing a lot of late longs getting hammered here. We got a pretty heavy pocket here at about 160.5. So again, that kind of reinforces that support range of 160. I'll explain why 160 is an important level for us. But for right now, just know that's probably the likely next target or bouncing point. So wouldn't be the worst thing ever to set a limit order there on your spot bag to consider adding to your overall position. Do you take a blind long position with leverage? Absolutely not. Look at this. This is absolutely abysmal. Significant liquidation delta for Solana. Keep in mind, this implies that most everybody is shorting, or anyone who's taking longs just getting destroyed, and there's no longs left in the market because they keep getting deleted, right? So don't be another statistic. You generally want to trade it in the direction of the trend. Now, do I want you to short into a key level support? No, probably not a good idea. Generally speaking, that's unfavorable. Your chances of success are pretty low. But again, the overall trend is down, so in essence, that kind of increases the odds of success too, right? It's kind of a weird thing. Anyways, the whole point of me mentioning this is that we have significant amount of open interest above us. If we just so happen to hit 190, which was my target for short consideration yesterday, which didn't even come close, that would have been a good consideration for a short because there's a lot of resistance there in confluence. I'll explain more so on the charts what I mean by that, but the secondary most amount here is about 180 as well. So I guess you could round up, say 181 and 190 are those two key levels here for us. Okay, those are areas of resistance that will likely pose a problem if we come back up to that level, right? So let's take a look at the daily time frame, work our way down and kind of see here. We can see, of course, the 20-day SMA moving on its way down. We're still below that until we break above that on the daily time frame. It's generally unfavorable conditions to try to trade into, right? You might catch a couple of small little breakouts, but generally speaking, this is what's going to happen if you trade along. It's going to just keep going down. We take a look here, of course. We can recognize we're getting closer to 30 on the RSI. Usually we see a bouncing point at that level because everything's so overextended that people feel like it's a good value now, right? Which is true. It is a good value, all things considered, especially considering where it was at a couple of weeks ago in the 200 plus range, right? So there's that as well. But just know you don't necessarily want to buy right now, specifically with leverage because of that. But if you look at its history, we haven't seen anything below 30 on the RSI in a long time. June 13th was the last time we were underneath that level. So again, statistically, we're going to find success and the price is going to pivot and bounce from here. That's just kind of the likelihood. But again, most everything's pointing down. It doesn't make a ton of sense to take a long right now. Cool. All right, so that's kind of where we're at there. Everything else is fully bearish. There's nothing to see here. 4-hour time frame. Is quickly to note just the same thing. There's nothing here as well. We want to be above, again, 180, preferably 190 to have any legs to stand on. Between now and then, you're kind of just throwing money, or I like to use the analogy, throwing meat against the wall, seeing if it sticks, right? Depends on how thin your cut is, but for the most part, you're not going to find a lot of success doing that. It's just a terrible idea. It's a waste, right? So why waste time and effort and money and effectively try to take a long to in a downtrend? Doesn't make a ton of sense. I don't care if the price returns to $200 tomorrow. It's still a bad idea to take a long right now, okay? Again, adding your spot back, different story. We'll look at DCA targets here in just a minute, but generally speaking, that's where we're at, okay? So 4-hour time frame is absolutely abysmal. Same thing here as well, just to clarify, we're at 20 on the RSI. Usually we start to see a bounce or a pivot from here. I would not be surprised if we see a relief rally moving forward. Bitcoin is also exuding similar behaviors, getting closer to its 30 level. So I wouldn't be surprised also if Bitcoin recovers back to 98,000 in the next couple of days, because it's literally been range bound for 11 days now between 95 5 and 98,000. While it's just below that right now, the 4-hour and daily candlesticks haven't closed yet. I personally feel like this might be a fake out to trap late shorts. Anyways, daily time frame, 4-hour time frame, both terrible. 1-hour time frame, there's nothing to see here. I can summarize it for you. It's not good. All right, so let's do this. Let's take a quick look at the overall scenario. And generally when I look at supports and resistances, I'm looking at macro timeframes, right? So we're going to start with the monthly and just kind of quickly recognize that the monthly candlestick closures, for the most part, we can see 126 and locally here about 135. Those are kind of some areas to maybe consider DCA. Now, again, I'll post a playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. It'll have this information on it. But the easy way to understand it is 135 based on previous monthly closures. That's our next key area of potential support. You could also say, too, that 170 is a support range because we had a previous monthly closure there as a resistance. So that should work as a support this month. But again, we have only got 10 days left in this trading month. It's not looking good so far. We look at the weekly. We can kind of see some confluence there, again, right there at about 185. We've known that previously. That's going to be the new resistance range for us. And then same thing here as well. We can kind of see this 160 with a lot of local highs here on the weekly time frame. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 weeks out of basically 10 weeks where the price action couldn't pass 160. I don't know if you remember that. I specifically remember trading that range, and that's likely to work as a support. So again, that kind of reaffirms 160, 159, right in that range. It's a good DCA target. Secondary to that, just again based on more of a macro, is 135. Okay, so I'll post this playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I'll clean it up, of course. I'm just kind of paraphrasing for the sake of this conversation here, but I will clean up the charts and post this on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. It does look a little something like this if you're not familiar. Okay, so check it out. Jump on over there. Don't forget to like those or comment on those as well. Love to hear from you. So that's pretty much what we got here for the moment. Generally, the easy way to understand it is there's no reason to take a long position. I don't care if we're at 300 plus tomorrow. It was a bad idea. And right now at this point, dollar cost average on the way down, wait for it to bottom out before we do any type of leverage trades and just kind of hang out and wait for better opportunities, folks. Again, when stuff like this happens, I mean, unless you're shorting, which is a different story altogether, and again, inherently more risky because the prices are jumping up and down, you're going to find less success trying to take a long right now. It's an easy way to understand it. So just do yourself a favor and try not to be a hero, okay? Nobody likes a hero that takes high risk trades, right? Anyways, conversation for another day. I'm sorry. That was a pretty dumb one. Last but not least, make sure you take advantage of this Bitunix deposit bonus, easy money here this month, specifically those who are using my link to register or have used that. If you want to use the link to register, you get a nice little rebate and or sign up bonus. Cool, folks. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.